Now, let's get into planet Unganisha Kutenda. I'm very excited to welcome a guest facilitator for today's session. Her name is Nina, and she's going to take us through planet Unganisha Kutenda and all the amazing things that you can discover on this planet and build on from yesterday's session and really seek to create a larger connection amongst all of us here today. So over to you, Nina. Enjoy the session.
Thank you, Pragya, for the energetic and wonderful start of the day. I'm so thrilled to be with you today. There are some familiar names. I hope there's also familiar faces. And if possible, I would love to see your faces. So if you can turn on your camera so I can just connect with you and see who is behind the name. Hi, Lelena. Hi, Priska. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. There's Yebo. Hello. Hi, Rehab. Hi, Shreya. Roger. Hello. Thank you. I can probably you were somewhere in an office since you're wearing a mask, staying safe. Welcome, everyone. And I would kindly ask you that you keep your cameras on so we can really connect better with each other. There's something about having visuals for the ones who can, of course, their internet connection can allow that, but if that is an issue, we will do our best to connect with you, imagining that you are in the same room with us. We're together, just landing on the planet. Unganisha Kutenda, who can tell me here, what does that mean? Does anybody know what does that mean? You can unmute or just write it in the chat. Yeah, it's all right. So if you struggle with the video, so it means to connect and act. And indeed is about this session today is going to be about building that connection so we can act together. But briefly, who am I and why am I here with you today? Well, my name is Nina Pavlovska and I'm based in Amsterdam. And for this week, I've been working together with Choice to help around design of this incredible experience, which is outworldly, so it takes you out of your world, but in the same time, it connects you together into one youth movement. So for today, indeed, because the theme is connect to act, the purpose of today is really to feel more connected with each other and feel inspired to collaborate with your colleagues and further make a change. So we have quite an engaging session, which is why I want to indeed invite you to really be fully present to get the most out of it, because it's an engaging experience. This is not a webinar. We're not going to share, we're not going to kill you with a PowerPoint. This is not how youth conferences happen. So there will be a lot of engagement. So get ready for that. And I already saw that yesterday, people were really happy to do that. So briefly, I just want to run through a couple of conditions, because this is a space we are shaping together, okay? And it's important that it's a safe space where people feel comfortable to share. And in order to make it a safer space, at least, there's a lot of shared responsibility to hold each other from a place of kindness and positive intention. So please do that. And I just want to share with you a couple of other requests that might help us to journey together in a smooth way. And that's, I'm going to copy them in the chat. So if you can put your video on and keep it on, that will be wonderful. Please stay muted if you're not speaking. I think that's already straightforward. Use the chat if you please. If there's any distractions, emails, WhatsApp, all messages, just please, for the moment, just put them away. Give this time to yourself. You deserve it. And what happens in this room, let it stay in this room. I know it's being recorded. However, we will, of course, this is going to be shared only within the participants of this conference. And have fun, of course. Take ownership of self-care. So if you need some water or if you need to jump to the restroom, please do that. take ownership of your own well-being. One thing that we also going to need today is I think most of you, if not all of you, have received a box of materials, a package that's actually helping you on this journey. So I want you to reach out to that package and grab some support materials. So that will be pen or a color pen and A4 paper. And we will be using also your phone and headphones today. For the ones who are already listening on their phone, that's great. But there will be an experience that's designed for this. So I see Roger raising his hand. I'm wondering, Roger, if you have a question, please go ahead and share.
Oui, bonjour.
I can hear you, but...
Hello, can you hear me? Great. I haven't received the package. Someone talked about it yesterday, but unfortunately I wasn't able to receive it. So I'm just going to have to use what I have. I don't know if it was an error on your end and I didn't receive it and everyone else did, but I don't have it. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger, for voicing this. You just need a piece of paper and a pen. So if you have that somewhere handy, that will be wonderful. All right. Great. So if for the English speakers, if you cannot, if you can still hear French when our colleagues, French-speaking colleagues are speaking, you need to tune in into the English channel. So go to the interpretation and choose the English channel. And when they speak, you can understand because there will be simultaneous interpretation. So this conference has been organized so that everyone is included as possible, and language is definitely not a barrier. All right. Well, if you're ready to start, we'll just wait. Roger's back. Wonderful. So everybody has pen and paper close by. We won't be needing it for now. What we're going to do now is that we're going to go through a couple of rounds of what I call like a human medley. We're going to kind of mix around and connect with each other. And for this couple of rounds, you will receive a question. We have made sure, and that's why it's really important that you put the language on your name so that we make it easier for our tech hosts today to organize and reorganize the groups, so that you are put with someone that you can communicate with in the breakout room. And then, so there will be short breakout rooms where you share on your answers on this question, and then you come back to the main room, and then we will briefly share in the chat, and then there will be a second round, but you will meet completely different people. So this will be for us to kind of connect with each other, because even though we are far away, as you can see, there's many different ways that we can connect. So I want to check in with my fellow tech hosts. Is the first round ready? And I will post the question if it is.
Yes, it's ready.
Wonderful. All right, round one. Here's a tricky one. You need to introduce yourself without mentioning your name, country, or place where or what is it that you do. So introduce yourself to each other without mentioning your name, where you come from or where do you live, and what is it that you do. And I'm curious what will be left to share. All right, off you go. So as people are slowly coming back in the main room, I love the power of Zoom, that I don't need to chase you in different rooms. I just say, whoop, and then you're here. So it's, yeah, on this planet, things go quite quickly. Welcome back, everyone. So let's use the chat to briefly share how would you introduce yourself? Like, just, I think like Patrick shared earlier, enthusiastic disruptor. So for him, that came up. What was it for you that came up if you avoid saying the usual stuff that you would say when you would introduce yourself? So just type in the chat, because we're curious to know for each other in French or in English, just share it as Caris is working on setting up the second round. So share it in the chat. Yeah, I think people are thinking. And make sure you choose again the channel if you've been kicked out of the translation. Go to the little button. Nice. Yeah. So you say, yeah, I could say it's interesting what comes up. Hobbies, zodiac sounds. I also have this urge to say, I'm a woman, you know, it's like proudly. And it's funny how that doesn't come first. I wish it would come first. Food and pets, aspiration and dreams, beautiful. We're going to talk about that later and reflect on that. So please keep that in mind. Yeah, Black woman, indeed. Yeah. Let's hear from the French, or any of our French participants. Nice. In drawings in different ways of, so if you want to type in French, I'll ask Pragya to help me out with some of the translation of things that are coming up. And for the ones that joined later, if you, yeah, maybe Pragya, you can mention how to join the French language channel in French.
Oui, pour nos Français, nos collègues français, vous pouvez cliquer sur le bouton
So for our French
sur le
speaking
globe
colleagues, you can click on the
et vous pouvez choisir votre
icon at
langue
the bottom of your screen. It's a little
que vous préférez.
globe, and then you choose
C'est
the
ça,
language that you
c'est
prefer.
simple. Et si vous
It's
avez
quite easy.
aucun problème,
And
vous pouvez
if you have any
type it in the chat.
issues,
Et désolé,
you
mon
can
français,
type it in
c'est
the
pas
chat.
très bien, mais je vais
I
essayer.
apologize, my French is not perfect, but I'm doing my best.
You're doing great, Pragya. Let's give Pragya some love. Woohoo! For speaking French, helping us out. And if you don't understand French like me, though I wish I could, you can tune into the English channel. So that's you can understand when our French colleagues and friends speak into the room. You can hear what they're saying. All right, breakout rooms are ready. And we're going in the second round, which is another interesting question. What do you love about yourself that you worry others will struggle to accept? So as you come back, just make sure you're tuned into the channel to understand French, to hear the French interpreter, same for the others. And let's do it like earlier. So in the chat, share what is it about yourself that you love that maybe others might find difficult to accept. Let's see. Hello, welcome back. For the ones that just got back, please kindly share in the chat what has come up for you in this group, in this sharing. And if someone feels like they want to unmute themselves and speak in the room, that's also okay. So if you're struggling with the chat, typing on your phone or, yeah, not getting attached to people. Yeah, sometimes people expect that from you and then you're like, nope, I'm not that type. Personality traits. Yeah, feminism. Yeah, sometimes you can definitely kind of be met with confrontation when you express your feminist views. And the blackness, yeah. Yeah, indeed, in a society where we have systemic racism, this can be something that you truly love about yourself, but others might find difficult to accept. So hold on to that. I hope your love can only grow. So we are doing now, Clemencia is asking, we're sharing from the breakout rooms. There was a question around what is it that you love about yourself that others find difficult to accept, and people are now sharing in the chat some of the things that have come up. I see one in French. Pragya, can you translate that one?
Yes. Roger says total liberty in terms of choice, opinions, and also decisions.
Yeah, indeed. Speaking your mind freely can also be something that you love about yourself, but others, and sometimes, you know, let's say adults especially might find difficult to accept. Yeah, right. Talked about personality, and if there's something in the room that doesn't feel right to share, please don't share it. Just keep it to yourself. This is really just for yourself to connect with each other. And Pragya kindly shared the translation. And guess what? We're going for another round, but you're going to meet someone else. Just that this time, I would like you to share, what would you refuse to give up even if you were offered $10 million, or let's say millions of units or currencies of your own currency. So they don't have to be dollars or euros. It can be something that means a lot, is a lot of value in your society. But what would you refuse to give up? So if someone tells you, I don't know, yeah, it's like, can you sell me your pet or whatever? I'll give you $10 million. But you say, no way. This is really close to my heart, and I hold it very dearly, and this is not for sale. So breakout rooms, let them open. Sorry? I think someone mentioned something. But if there's no questions, think about it until you join your breakout rooms, and then please, and I hope now you know the drill, please share in the chat, what is it that you hold so dear to your heart that's not for sale, no matter what price? What is priceless? Welcome back. For the ones that joined a bit later, you know the drill, please share in the chat. What is so valuable to you? Oh, personality seems to be both family, of course, their freedom. Yeah, the rights. Yeah. Sex. Yeah, having your bodily integrity and deciding. Yeah, that's a good one. Faith. Freedom of expression. Family. Let's see from our French colleagues, French-speaking colleagues, if there's anything in French, please feel free to share in the chat that you maybe heard from others, or you share about yourself. What was so important?
I can try to translate what Rehab's posted in the chat. He says that Rehab and Hasna agree on the fact that they will never abandon their family. And I think because families indeed that kind of like is really important for themselves and the values. And also because there's so many children who are abandoned in today's world, family is something that's really important for them.
A beautiful thought. Thank you for sharing, Rehab. It's like, this is a good question to get you a bit thinking of what you might be taking for granted a little bit. And then you're like, wait a minute, this really is something that I should cherish. So I hope you got reminded of the things to be grateful for. And as you can see, what is coming out in the chat is a lot. These are just values. This is what we hold very dear. And yeah, it means the life and the world to us. So I'm happy to see that you can also connect through your values. So like Hassan and Rehab shared, we both cherished and agreed. And how beautiful is that, that even though you come from different countries and corners of the world, there's these things that are kind of universal that you and these are things that are they're close, they're within our heart, we cherish, and we can connect with others, no matter how different our context and country is. Checking in with Karis, if we're ready for the last round.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, very last round, you guys. We're gonna do it. And this time, the question is, what seemingly insignificant things bring you a lot of happiness and joy? And it's okay if it's chocolate, like Yema brought it earlier. Yeah, remember your days and moments of joy and see what was it. So it doesn't, but it's not really special, but rather what might seem insignificant. So the question is, what seemingly insignificant things bring you a lot of happiness and joy? And know that you can also find the questions in the chat, right? So tune into your channel and yeah, you know the drill. So dancing is something that brings me so much joy and happiness. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to get some joy and happiness now here in the session, that I'm already high on life and happiness just being here with you. But I'm curious about yourselves. So yeah, you know the drill. Share in the chat. What is it that brings you the joy and happiness? And I think we're gonna find out quite a few interesting things about each other. Let's share, and maybe some shared passions and little things that bring joy. Morning coffee, yeah. Oh, quiet time before the start of the day. The kick, that sounds amazing. So glad you can make the time for it. Porridge and helping others, beautiful. Cycling and collecting cute notebooks. Yes, stationery is a thing that brings joy indeed. Colorful stationery, clear, bright sky, coffee. Yeah, you're just like, you kind of breathe into a clear, bright sky and you're like, yeah, that's a moment of joy. Food, I'm a foodie too. I think there's a lot of people here that love food. It can bring so much pleasure. A glass of water. Good reminder, if you need water, grab some. Thank you for that. Greetings from people, surprises, I love them. Good food. And we have
Yes, yeah. They spoke about little things that give them joy, like a piece of chocolate or flowers or even a compliment, and something that makes them very happy.
Yeah, and there's also other dancers in the room, of course. Money, yeah, that can be, especially when you earn your own money. Oh, that's such a good feeling. Good sex, definitely. And yeah, an orgasm, worthwhile, and helping others. So you see how pleasure and joy are kind of intertwined. Like pleasure doesn't have to come only from sex. It can come also from food, from just living life to the full. It's like life force. Thank you so much for sharing. And I hope it was enjoyable to share with your friends from the different parts of the world, because this is how indeed we connect human to human, heart to heart. So we are going to continue doing that, but this time I want to invite you to a little bit of a deeper reflection about yourself. And for that, I would like to invite you to look at your hands. Like just take your hands, drop whatever you have, and just look at them. And yeah, kind of get connected to them and see them as this wonderful tool that helps you do so much in your life. They help you type, they help you write, they help you cook, right? But they also help you, I can see Roger already doing that. They also help you to touch and feel and caress and give hugs and touch yourself, touch others, get intimate with others. So hands are very, very beautiful way to learn about the world and about yourself. And we're going to use them today. So that's why I introduced to you. I want to bring your awareness to your hands. So if you have the pen and paper close by, I want you to grab it, put it on the table in front of you or in a flat surface. And I would like to invite you to put one of your hands on the paper. And if you can draw an outline of your hand on your paper. Draw an outline, almost like, what is your handprint look like? Look like something like this. I hope you can see it. It's getting black. Well, there's a handprint here. Priska said, showed it to the others. So make sure you have it in front of you. Yeah, thank you for showing, Ajib. Beautiful hands. Love that one, Roger. Yeah, well, and I hope the others who we can't see, you also have done it. So Michelle cannot see clearly. So Michelle, yeah, well, can you put your handprint again? And then I'll try to, how can I pin you? There we go. There it is. So it's, can you put a little bit, yeah, towards the back and maybe a little bit up? Yeah, you see how it looks like? This is an outline of your hand print. Thank you. So if everybody has their handprint ready, and if you don't, you can just type it in the chat and I'll give you again the instructions. But basically, you put your hand, this wonderful tool and body part that we have, put it on your paper and you just draw an outline. And then after you do that, I would like you to reflect on the following questions just for yourself. So we're gonna use the thumb. In the thumb or around the thumb, I want you to write something that you're really good at. These are your strengths, because we use this as thumbs up. Great, great job, okay? Index finger is, well, we use it for direction, but we also use it to kind of like scold and to tell naughty children to not misbehave. So let's be honest and write down your bad habits. What is it that maybe you would like to see changed and that you're like, that's something that I'm very proud of. We have the middle finger, and yeah, that can be quite offensive, but let's put it like, what is it that really annoys you? What do you normally would kind of flip or put your middle finger to? So what is it that really gets on your nerves? And then we have the ring finger, mostly used in, I think, Christian tradition to get married and share commitment. So what are you committed to? Can you write in that finger, reflect for yourself, what are you committed to? And last one, the pinky, the small one, where do you need to grow? What areas in your personal or professional life do you need to grow? So I'm going to put some music on, give you a couple of minutes, and then we'll go in a breakout room where you will be able to share your handprint, your unique handprint. Okay. Well, let's slowly wrap up the reflection. And don't worry if it doesn't feel complete, you can always finish it up after the session or even in the breakout room, as you will be moved now again with other fellow friends. Well, you'll be able to share and hear what's kind of give each other's high fives with your handprints. So yeah, let's open the breakout rooms, Karis, and happy sharing. You had enough time to share for both or three of you that were in the group. And I'm just curious if there's anything that that you wish to share with the group that maybe surprised you from this reflection about yourself, or maybe the person you met too. No need to change names, but how was that experience? You can use the chat, but this is also a time where you will want to also open the floor in this main room and hear your voices. I'm also curious to hear your voice. Just make sure you're tuned to the right channel. So if you're English speaking, in the English, and in the French, in French. We actually had a lot of comments. Yeah, nice to connect on that level. Wonderful. Leili, can you speak a little bit into that? What was it like for you?
So I was in a room with Priska, and we were discussing the 5 things, and it was really nice actually. I mean, we had a lot in common, even in the things we're good at, in the something that we need to improve, even the things that really annoys us. And actually we had the chance to actually learn from one another, and it was really nice. I mean, I was like, oh, exactly. And like, we were so connected. It was fascinating, honestly speaking. Yeah. Thank you, Nina.
Thank you, Leili, for sharing. Who else would like to share? Maybe some of our French speaking friends. I see Nyatue willing to share.
Yeah, I was in a group with Teresa and Clemencia, but Clemencia had a bit of a problem with the connection, so that was the only sad part. But I like the fact that I felt like in the process of getting to hear about Teresa, I ended up getting inspired instead of like just like, oh, okay, like, oh, wow, she's good at that. So for example, in hearing about her strength, I was thinking, wow, I need to improve. So there's a lot of areas I need to improve. And then like when I was hearing what she's committing to, and I'm thinking, why didn't I think of that? So yeah, it was not just me getting to know her, but just like, wow, she's actually too smart. Yeah. So
And then
yeah.
you realize how much potential there is in this group, right? In this community.
Yeah.
And what might be someone else's strengths, might be somewhere else's areas for improvement. So you can mix and match and grow together. So yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Let's hear from our French participants. I'm curious, I don't know, Manal or Roger or Hasna, would you like to share? Hasna is.
Ok. Je vais essayer. Donc, pour nous, dans notre
Well,
groupe,
for us, in our group,
on a trouvé l'exercice très intéressant parce
we thought
que
that this drill was really interesting because
on
we
a trouvé
first tried to get to know one another, but we were also able to find common elements amongst ourselves. And we also had the opportunity to talk about our project and our projects more generally, but also about our organizations in our respective countries, even if with Manel, we found ourselves in the same project, in the same coalition, but we still found that it was a great opportunity to discuss with the other members, with the other participants. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hasna. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful to see how indeed you work on very similar issues in same programs and coalitions, and then there's still so much to exchange and learn from each other. So use this community for that. Yes, there's the conference, but there's the community stays beyond the conference. So make sure you really get the most out of it. Maybe one more share. And feel free to share in the chat if you want to share your handprint. I love that Samin shared theirs. So just one more minute and then we're gonna head to a very special break. I'm curious, let's see, let's go to Indonesia. So who's from Indonesia here? I can recognize Rikik's name, maybe.
No, I'm actually from Ethiopia.
Oh, Ethiopia,
Me and Vivi
sorry.
are in the same office.
Yeah, that's the assumptions that I make.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm curious about your experience.
It was a great experience. I mean, I was actually with Michelle. We had something in common, that was procrastinating. That I categorized under bad habits, but also where I need to, what I need to work on and what I want to grow into. And she related to that. And we were like, you know what, we're gonna work on this. We'll probably start on Monday. It's okay. And procrastinated again. But yeah, so she gets annoyed by liars. I get annoyed by disrespect. Yeah, but we had different things, but also some things that we related to.
Yeah, so there's also complementarities and things to share, and wonderful. I think there's a common theme emerging here. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to go on a break. The break will be till 11:15. And for this break, so it's quite a longer break. Some of you who need food, please go ahead and grab that. But I would like to invite you on a walk, and not just any kind of walk, like really a special kind of walk today. It's called the Purpose Walk. And for that, you're going to need your phone and headphones. It's an audio guided mindful walk that is going to help you prepare for the session after the break. We've made one in English and one in French, and you can find the links in the chat. These will be also shared in the WhatsApp group that you are part of. So I don't want to reveal too much. I don't want to, spoil the experience, but it will be around 10-minute walk. You would need to listen to the instructions and follow them. and come back to the next session with something hopefully in your hands. So I hope this gets you enough excited about the experience. And I hope you can drop everything, and maybe after having a snack or a meal, you can spare about 10 minutes, put your shoes on if you're at home, or get dressed if it's cold. I see it's everywhere is warm, but just get out there and on your headphones, just press play. Enjoy the walk, everyone. We'll see you back in about 25 minutes. So 11:15 in my time. So that means count from now 15 after the hour in your time.